Look, same ambulance, same call, same patient on the gurney between them. One of them is a paramedic. One of them is a registered nurse riding along on a critical transfer. Their median wages, by federal count, sit $36,950 apart. If the story stopped there, it would look like a wall. One side of the ambulance earns roughly $60,000 a year. The other earns roughly $98,000. Same floor, same siren, almost $40,000 apart at the middle. From here, this video walks to the edge of that number itself. Not a summary of it, but the federal wage table it comes from, read directly. What is found there is not a wall. It is something stranger. Federal labor statistics do not track EMS or nursing as single jobs. They track occupational codes. Emergency medical technicians hold one code. Paramedics hold a separate one above it. Registered nurses hold a third, entirely outside the EMS ladder. This video is built on two of those three, the paramedic code and the registered nurse code. One more definition, before any numbers. A wage percentile is a line, not a person. The 10th percentile is the point 90% of that occupation is paid above. The 90th percentile is the point 90% is paid below. Neither one is a starting salary, and neither one is a ceiling. The two occupations are not the same size. The federal survey counts about 100,000 paramedics nationwide. It counts about 3.4 million registered nurses, more than 30 times as many. That gap in scale sits underneath everything that follows. Here is the paramedic occupation measured 5 ways. 10% are paid below $44,230. A quarter are paid below about $50,000. The median sits at $60,600. 3/4 are paid below about $73,500. And 10% are paid above $84,850. Here's the registered nurse occupation, but only 3 of those 5 points are published. 10% are paid below $68,940. The median sits at $97,550. And 10% are paid above $137,470. 3 points instead of 5 is not a smaller number. It is a smaller set of confirmed facts. The quarter lines this survey gives for paramedics, it does not give for nurses. Put the two medians side by side, and the wall is exactly where it looked. $60,600 against $97,550. $36,950 apart. The higher number is about 1.61 times the lower one. By that single measurement, this is a cliff. But a median is 1 point. It says nothing about anyone above it or below it. The same survey publishes the full range for both occupations. What that range shows changes the shape of this entire story. The top 10% of paramedics are paid above $84,850. The bottom 10% of registered nurses are paid below $68,940. $84,850 is higher than $68,940. $15,910 of that range belongs to both occupations at once. This is not a wall without a gap. It is a bridge underneath one. Two facts now sit on the same page. The median gap is real, $36,950. The range overlap is also real, $15,910. Neither one erases the other. One reason the overlap exists. This survey is a snapshot of everyone currently working, not a ladder by years on the job. A paramedic with a decade of experience and a nurse in the first year of licensure can both appear in this same data at the same moment without the data ever saying so. A second reason, this is a national number, blending every state and every metro into one line. Wages for both occupations vary by geography. A high-cost city and a rural county do not pay the same paramedic or the same nurse the same amount. The national median hides that spread. The national range does not fully restore it either. A third reason, paramedic is not the top of every EMS credential. Critical care transport and flight paramedic certifications sit above the base paramedic license in some systems, and this survey's paramedic code does not separate them out. A paramedic near the top of this range may be one of those, folded into the same number as everyone else. None of that means paramedics out-earn nurses. It means the top 10th of one occupation's pay, and the bottom tenth of the other occupation's pay happen to sit in the same $15,000 band. Move one percentile point in either direction, and that stops being true. It also does not say what share of either occupation actually sits inside that band. 5 published points on a curve do not reveal the curve's exact shape. That number, the real head count inside the overlap, is not something this data can produce, and this video will not guess at it. One more caution about those 2 edge numbers. The 90th percentile is not a ceiling. Nothing stops a paramedic from earning more than $84,850. The 10th percentile is not a starting wage. This data has no field for years on the job, so nobody in it is marked day 1. One more comparison, and it is not the one this video started with. Divide each occupation's own top by its own bottom. Paramedic 84,850 divided by 44,230, about 1.92. Registered nurse 137,470 divided by 68,940, about 1.99. 2 medians $36,950 apart. 2 internal spreads close enough to call the same shape. The registered nurse code is not the top of its own ladder either. Above it sit nurse practitioners, physician assistants, certified nurse anesthetists. Credentialed roles this channel has measured before in a different video, with their own separate federal codes and their own separate wage lines. Whether the same bridge exists at that next boundary, whether the top of nursing overlaps the bottom of those advanced roles, is a real question. This video did not run that test. It is naming the shape of a question, not answering one it has not measured. 3 things could not be confirmed for this video, and the first is a number, not a story. Emergency medical technicians, the rung below paramedic, have their own federal wage code. This video's team could not independently confirm that code's current figures this round, so no EMT dollar amount appears anywhere in this video. The second, the paramedic occupation has 5 published points in this video, 10th, 25th, median, 75th, 90th. The registered nurse occupation has 3. The quarter lines were not part of the confirmed dataset this round. That asymmetry is left on screen exactly as it is, rather than filled in with an estimate. The third, how many people, exactly, sit inside that $15,910 overlap? 5 percentile points cannot reconstruct a full distribution curve. Getting an exact headcount would require the underlying data itself, not the published summary, and this video works from the published summary. One more thing, and it is about the table itself, not this video's 2 occupations. Government wage tables get republished every year at the same web address, so an old copy of that page can outlive its own numbers. Before any figure in this video was used, this video's team checked the date printed on the page it came from, May 2025, because a wage table that looks current is not the same thing as a wage table that is current. So cliff or bridge, both. Told with one number, this comparison is a canyon, $36,950 median to median. Told with the full range, it is a canyon with a $15,910 bridge across the bottom of it. Neither telling is the lie. They are just 2 different instruments reading the same federal table. This video is not going to tell anyone which number to carry out of it, the gap or the bridge underneath it. Both are true at the same time, from the same federal survey, about the same 2 ambulance seats. That is the whole finding. The full percentile breakdown for both occupations and the nurse ladder this channel measured earlier are both linked below. One question sits in the comments. Does the gap land harder or does the bridge?